You order your food with a tap on a screen. They earned it with blood. This is a story about hunting a mammoth, and if you think that sounds like a noble sport played by men in kilts with woad paint on their bodies, then you'd be wrong. Hunting a mammoth was messy. It was dangerous. It was a test of wills between man and monster, and there were no rules. It was a game of cat and mouse, except the cat had tusks the size of swords and a temper to match. Men with sharpened sticks charged into the fray, trying to chip away at the giant beast, only for it to turn and crush your brother against a rock. Hunting mammoths was survival of the fittest, where only one could leave the clearing with the kill. But it was a risk you had to take because one successful hunt could feed the tribe for a month. So you went in knowing you might be the price. The mammoth was a force of nature, a 10-ton mountain of muscle and fury. If it gored you, you'd be dead before you hit the ground. If it stepped on you, you'd be nothing more than a pancake. And if it decided to crush your bones, well, let's just say you wouldn't be getting up from that. You have to earn the right to hunt mammoths, prove yourself worthy. This was a rite of passage, a test of courage and skill. When you joined the hunt, you weren't allowed to go in blind. You had to know what you were getting into. They told you stories of mammoths gone by, how they moved, how they fought, how they killed. You studied their tracks, how to read the signs, how to predict their moves. You learned their language, the rumble of their charge, the scream as they fell, the snap of their tusks. You even smelled them before you saw them, the musky odor of power and primeval rage. The hunters knew that taking down a mammoth wasn't just about skill, it was about numbers. You needed a minimum of 20 men to bring down a mammoth, maybe more. They'd form a circle around the beast, harassing it, poking and prodding until it tired itself out. Then, and only then, would they start in on the kill? And that kill was a thing of beauty and terror. It was a ballet of death, a dance of destruction. You stabbed and slashed, hacked and diced, cut and thrust. You were a blur of motion, your spear a silver flash in the dim light. Blood sprayed everywhere, painting the snow red. The air filled with the stench of copper and the sound of screams. Mammoth and man, locked in a deadly embrace, neither willing to yield. But you were fighting for your life. The mammoth was fighting for dominance. You had nothing to lose but fear and respect. The mammoth had everything to lose, its freedom, its life, its legacy. In the end, though, there could only be one winner. And when the dust settled, you stood panting in the center of the clearing, your spear dripping with blood. The mammoth lay dead at your feet, its eyes blank, its chest heaving. Around you, your brothers in arms cheered and celebrated, their voices echoing through the forest. For a brief moment, you were invincible. You had tamed the beast. You had conquered the mammoth. You had become one with the hunt? Now answer me. Would you be the hunter or the one they shoved in front of the tusks?